From whence did you all arrive?
Come on, Vince.
We were. I'm here to conduct an interview. An interview. These fine friends of mine were helping with some of my equipment. We'd hope to sit down and discuss your reactions to the replenishment. And are you excited about it? What was your name again, sir?
Go ahead and give me a deception, and I know you're very good at it, but this will be with disadvantage.
Not great. Not great.
Oh.
Okay, that's 22.
You see, and I'll roll an insight. Oh, I'm afraid my constitution fails me. Perhaps tomorrow might be a more advantageous time to conduct such an interview. I'm sure you all have many responsibilities to attend to.
All right, we're going full attack mode. No, we're not holding back. I'm gonna drop 2 sorcery points for a quicken spell summoning Draconic Spirit.
Yes!
Wait, talk about the dragon. I gotta go get a dragon. Who here speaks Draconic? Nidus, what does this spell look like as you pop this off?
I think it's fully a coin that I keep in my breast pocket that I pull out. What is the name of the dragon? The original dragon that I don't know, had its hoard on Toramuga.
The dragon of Avalier, the coin goes up, and the spiritual form of Shao Korjan. Shao Korjan appears and says, as the gold, you see that its spirit appears as the gold piece leaves, the first gold piece that was taken from its hoard, and its spirit is summoned in its ghost, grasping for its old hoard. And the coin disappears in midair, reappearing in your pocket, and it turns to you and says what it has said every time you summoned it before. Is my memory mocked anew?
It says that every time?
Every time.
I'm so excited.
It is. They're mocking it. They're
Is
the ones
my... Yes, Shao Korshan. Enemies ahead!
Loquacious, you are hit twice for 20 damage on the first hit.
No.
No?
Arcane Ward.
that- What's that mean?
I'm going to use my reaction to push my Arcane Ward on the Loquacious. It takes all of the damage away.
Does it take all 20?
All 20's gone.
Okay, another attack is incoming.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, that's an impossibly good roll. It's going to be 39 damage incoming.
My turn. I'm gonna use my reaction to use my Guardian's Aura, and you just see this like bright burst of light just jump out of Xerxes, and in front of you, you see for a second this like image of him with the shield up, absorbing the damage I take it instead.
You take all that damage?
Take it.
I love it.
So,
I was trying to have a romantic moment. You're just going to upstage me.
there's 2 romantic moments. That's beautiful.
Xerxes, thank you, Xerxes. You saved me.
I did.
I just lay down and cry in the street.
You can thank me later.
I'll thank you publicly on television.
So Loquacious, you're looking at like a fellow functionary of the city. You see Findris looks at you, who, this guy is very much in a different world than you are. You know, this guy doesn't do public facing things. But you see as he slashes at you and all of that damage is saved, right? You see looking at someone that he thought for sure he was about to drop, standing in front of him, he goes, I hope you know, Mr. Seeley, it's not personal. I remain a huge fan.
Way worse.
Just
Tempest just kind of pivots and kind of sort of turns on his side a little bit, just enough for me to swipe down at Findris. I'm gonna attack him. Natty 20, baby. Is he a fiend or is he undead? Or is
He's
there...
not a fiend or undead or anything like that.
Okay. He's just a regular
shitty guy.
76?
Whoa!
76 points of almost all radiant damage, but I don't think he's gonna be bothered by that. So you see one swipe, but then you start to see these after images of like these sort of ephemeral cosmic dust and divine light just do the same exact repetition of it, like echoes of that strike. How much was that again? 76 points.
76. All of you, like everyone here is good at their job, right? But we don't have you as a ring, you guys don't have all the opportunities to see Xerxes do his job. You're seeing the job get done right now. You descend your ribbon. Wow. This guy goes from one of the most fearsome warriors in the city to bloodied and haggard and wild-eyed in a single hit. He is still up, but you have put him from at peak fighting form into real danger with a single strike of your sword. The street is illuminated in red. Before it is illuminated, boom, 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 in silver, green, blue. It's the finale of the fireworks extravaganza.
No one's ever liked
Where
fireworks.
is the Siren? You're crushing me! And you think this is the time to do bits? Let me out of the fucking hand! I can't even see it! Get me out of the hand!
I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need it with disadvantage.
Yeah, but I got so many other pretty things, not wisdom. Wow. 13. 13.
He looks at you, reaches forward as he comes out of invisibility, grabs your face, puts his forehead to your forehead, and goes, "The tools of Vespin Chloris!" Gah! And you feel a detect thoughts shoot into your head.
Oh!
And you immediately, unbidden, think of Orwin, the chamber, the report, what you told him to do with it.
Damn.
Well, anyone that can fly is going to need to. I'm going to reverse gravity in the center. There's too much bullshit there and I need it up.
You look forward, and this is your city. You are the Architect Arcane. Lycretia looks at you and Paisha underneath that tower and says, "Running away? I wouldn't do it!" And goes straight up. Straight up. All of the canal fee, ass over tea kettle, just leaving. We keep calling him Mila's friend. Definitely not his name. Milas is just so heavy that he's like, nope, and squats down.
Just holding my hand up and looking over at Paisha. It's bad here. This is fucked. Hey, when I have to drop this, do you want to slap me?
Talk to me in 60 seconds.
Okay.
You are making grapple checks, but you are still contending with a mirror image spell.
Okay.
So I need you to roll a d20.
Okay.
And I think here, hold on one second. Yeah. You, or actually, she's gonna roll, but I'll roll in front of the board to keep it safe. You want a 1 through a 5 on this die right here.
Give it to me. Give me the 1 through the
1
5.
through 5 is what you want.
So, unbelievably, and what did you roll on that athletics check?
25!
Mirror image, you normally have to chew through, but you know exactly where this lady is. She's the one in the claw. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna roll for mirror image, but I'm gonna roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Cool? So that's how we're gonna
cool.
adjudicate that, right?
Still 1 through 5.
Still 1 through 5 means you hit the actual person.
Okay.
But you got a better chance to do it. So there's 2. That's a 5. That's two
my God,
fives.
two
So the nat 20 hits. But remember, you're not chewing through mirror images because you're hitting the real person. So you still got the spell up at full effect. And the next one is a 4. You get her both times. What was that second attack, by the way?
24.
24? Yeah, she throws up a shield and it doesn't matter. You hit both times.
Right.
Around you, you hear boom, 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 boom of the fireworks finale. And you hear a firework go off, and at a little bit of a delay, the ground underneath you. Boom! something deep underground. Something happening at the same time as this finale.
No!
You also, Laren, see on your bracelet, Callum Staffwright's mask. Sashara Drake over the Sending Stone says, "First Knight, there's an attack in the labyrinth. They're attacking the Eldritch."
It's a distraction.
This was.
You see, Callum, his face appears. The lighting on his face is strange as it moves in the illusion. It's like some lights have gone out somewhere. You see, he looks at you and says, "Architect, I beg your apologies, but there is something is wrong. We're losing power from some of the outer Eldritch batteries, and or at least it's being disrupted. The calyx, the arboreal calyx, it's asking to requisition 30% of the
No!
There are stop gaps when an engine requests that much energy. Do you want me to kill that?
Kill it.
All right. And his transmission ends as he kills that. The calyx does not receive 30% of the city's energy. Pasha,
What?
I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you.
No.
Counterspell.
Let's.
You got to give me the level.
Level 3. I'll roll for it.
Okay.
Counterspell's abjuration. I get to add my proficiency back on top of the ability check when I roll for this.
Copy that.
This is my city.
Now she's going for your counterspell. And give me the level you're casting it at again one more time.
3.
Third level counterspell. So she's coming for you. DC is 13. It's a third level spell. And she is adding +4. So on a 9 or higher, your counterspell gets counterspelled by her.
You counterspell? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's happening.
That's what we like to see! That's the juice! Put that in the damn engine!
Like Krisha Hollow throws a 7th level finger of death your way.
Holy shit.
Necromancers.
That was curtains.
Which would have, that would have been quite bad. Laren, what does it look like when instead of that spell happening, something else happens instead?
I think another one of her sigils just appears under her feet as she's just marking this place. It's her city, and she just reaches up and grabs, and a little dome of gold that's her magic lights up as her eyes flare, and she just grabs the finger of death. And I think it feels like a squeeze, and she goes, "Not in my city!"
The finger of death in the palm of your mighty hand turns into raw ether and goes into a little battery on your belt.
Keisha's just sweating because she's dual fisting it, speeding up Xerxes and slowing down Midas at the same time. And so I just say, "You're my best fucking friend."
I love you, bitch. I gotta save my engine.
34 radiant damage.
You know, I've always wanted to do this. Hey, Luis.
Yes.
How do you want to do this?
So, Tempest is just swooping, almost like a bird that's just swooping down and down, up and around. Wow, this is so much adrenaline. And I swing once, and you see this burst of this a sword just cut through him, and then again cutting through him again. And then the last one, I just swing it around, and you see Xerxes twirl that sword and then bring it right down, right into his chest, as this divine energy just pulses into him, and then just surging out of his body into a blast out into the ground. Eyes light up and turn into stars as he just screams in pain.
All of you watch Xerxes. The edge, the sort of corona of this aura around him, these red, hellish sparks. But in the center of it, it is exactly as Luis described. Stars. It's something deep from beyond. Some powerful divinity. Xerxes, you feel a part of you go out farther than you've ever felt before. And you, for a moment, feel a breath. Xerxes. And it fades.
Yeah, you take 9 points of damage.
Got him.
No way.
Got him.
No.
Hey Travis, how do you want to do this?
Let's go! Age of Arcana!
Age of Arcana.
Zared's so disappointed at the destruction of this helm. He looks over and says, sometimes they just line up for you.
Right in through the helm.
Yeah.
Amazing!
I've got my eye on you.
I got my eye on you. That was really cool.
I've always hated you. And incredible, resilient sphere.
God.
She wants to kill you so bad. She is going to drop a counterspell in this moment. I'm not going to tell you the level she's dropping it at, but she is dropping it nonetheless. So she's attempting to counter this resilient sphere. She is going to upcast this counterspell. Boom! The resilient sphere is knocked out of your hand. As she does so,
She's not 60 feet within. She's not 60 feet within me, right, Brennan? Is she?
is she within 60 feet of you?
Of me.
She is within 60 feet.
My eyes are straight up.
Yeah.
And I just kind of sense what's happening below, and
Yeah.
I look down and I counterspell that counterspell.
Come on,
Ooh, baby. Okay.
Just my
Go ahead. You burn the spell slot. You cast counterspell. This is going to come down to a roll. You need to roll an 11 or higher in the d20. It's a total coin flip.
You got this.
Oh my goodness.
Total coin flip, and it's going to be quite. It's going to be
Okay.
bad.
Got this? You got this?
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't need the stress in my life.
15!
So she threw a 6th level counterspell. She did not want this to work, and instead, boom from up above.
You see this other, again, you just see this radiant image of Xerxes just pop up in a shield and bust that out of her hand.
Paisha, as she tries to dispel it, Paisha quickly reactionary yanks back her arms and almost catches the force bubble and pushes it back.
There's the spell that Lycretia was casting is, I think, in my mind, works so insane with that you've perfectly chosen the spell to counter it. So I want an opposed Arcana roll here to see how well you can oppose her with this spell.
Natural 19! Yes!
The spell
Was it a disintegrate or something?
No. This is why Resilient Sphere is such a perfect choice. The spell that was coming your way, and Nidus's way, and Xerxes' way, was Circle of Death. A 60-foot radius sphere of necromantic energy, 8d6 necrotic damage to everybody within that. She was about to, even her own, it would have killed both of her mages. It would have killed all of her followers here. Now, in my mind, something that deals 8d6 necrotic damage, if it goes out for 60 feet, how much damage would it deal? So she goes...
Black cloud enwrapped in the bubble.
So she goes, I've always hated you. Woo! And you, scintillating blue energy, the blue of brimstone. Woo. Withering her own skin. The spell escapes and recurses and recurses and recurses. And she drops to the floor.
Paisha, as she crushes in, and you see the runic glow of the broomstone that mirrors, and the broomstone around her necklace flashes as she crushes in. She just goes, "Oh, I didn't get a chance to tell her that I've always hated her too." That's it.
A withered skeleton collapses into dust on the ground.
I just kind of bounce the ball a little bit, letting her skeleton rattle around inside.
Do you have questions about the lay right?
What?
Just
What is the plan here? You've been working on this thing for years.
yeah,
To do what? To send the whole city elsewhere?
to be able to travel interplanar with the same ease that we're able to move across Exandria.
But who will? You would have to have everyone in the city agree to this.
I wouldn't do it without letting people know. I just want it to be an option. I thought you would be excited. You could go back to the Fey Realm. We could go anywhere.
I like it here. We have everything we need here. It's prosperous and safe, and well, it was till today. It just seems so single-minded and I don't know. They'll know that you've been working on this for years in secret. How will you maintain your reputation? You'll be vilified and pilloried for this. You've been using city resources for this for years.
Improve the city to do something that no other flying city will even be able to approach doing in 120 years.
I think it's amazing, but I don't think the 300-year-old people who run this city will be very kind to someone who went behind their back.
They'll understand.
I don't think they will. I've covered stories and stories about wizards who took one step in the wrong direction and were ostracized or worse. And I've done everything I can to make sure that none of us ever get caught in that sort of crossfire.
It's going to be okay. And I know I don't sleep. I meditate for a couple hours a day. So when I say this is all I've thought about for a decade of my life.
I know that that is true. It's all that you ever thought about. It's why you missed events. It's why you missed the Maggies, the Evelier Mage Awards that I was given. One for my work on exposing.
And I'm proud of you for
Yeah,
that.
well, you didn't show up to watch me give my speech, did you? You were just hard at work. And then when you eventually did come home, you were like, "What is this thing in the kitchen?" And I was like, "That's my award." Okay. It just didn't.
I don't do this for acclaim. You like the attention. I sit under the ground, never seeing daylight for days at a time, keeping the city afloat. And you're really gonna blame me for not caring about the dumb things we do to appease the idiots that walk across the city that can't think about what could be, just what is. I'm sorry for the ways in which I failed you specifically. I have never wanted to hurt you in any of this, but I don't regret what I've done. I'm sorry. I've come too far.
I thought I knew you. You've always wanted this?
I've always wanted to do as much as I can and to leave my mark on the world.
Even if it's a mark of shame?
It won't be. If it works, it won't be. I promise.
All right. When will others find out about this?
When we land, everything that goes into the replenishment fires. We just need to land. And all will be well. It's going to work.
I'll make sure no one reports on anything until we land.
You're going to need to start talking to people right away. I want you to give me an insight check and a deception check.
Insight 19. Deception 1,000,000.
I was asking you to roll an insight and a deception into yourself.
Oh, the poetry.
Unravel that.
You are much better at. You are a man of many faces, and I'd love to know how Loquacious hides from how deep his love is for this person as these messages make their way across the city, because you and I both know it's not the first time that you have protected the person for whom you care.
I'm in everyone that I speak to, I don't mention Leyren's name. I also instruct any of my underlings who know where I am or who I am with to keep it hush-hush, or they will be immediately terminated.
The language of command, of bending powerful institutions to your will. Many masks cover the inner truth of what you are trying to do in this moment. There are a lot of stories in Exandria of mortals who stumbled their way into the Feywild and fell in love with an enchanting fairy that they met there. But there's one story of a fairy who stumbled into this world and fell in love.
Why are you like this?
I'm also going to, if I can, if there's time or if I have the equipment needed, or if I can get somewhere, I'd like to record a message.
Yeah.
Like a message to be played upon my disappearance or death or something, where I talk about a great evil that reared its head on the day of our landing, and the powerful forces that tried to keep it quiet, but one voice was strong enough to see through and tell the truth and expose the lies, and that was Leyren. And I stood in her way and wouldn't let the truth come out because I was afraid that it would worry the citizens too much, and submit my resignation as the herald of Avalier. But I don't release that. It's just it's on a crystal somewhere.
Avalier's greatest reporter, who dedicated his life in the service of the truth, knows the importance of a good lie.
Those were fiends.
They were.
A demon. You spoke their language.
What do you mean?
When they were gathering on you, you spoke the same guttural, incomprehensible language.
I don't recall that at all. I told them to stand down.
How is that possible? How could you speak a language you don't know?
Insight.
Come on.
24.
Okay.
Your ring is not glowing.
Oh shit.
No.
Xerxes. What if he's not dead? What if he's something else?
What would that possibly be?
You asked to not remember, and I obliged.
What are you talking about?
We've been friends for decades. I've been around for a long time, and I don't know if I've ever seen a desperation quite like yours when you came to me. You remember coming to me?
I do. I remember coming to you, but I remember that we agreed not to talk about that.
Do you want to talk about it? Is it relevant now?
I was desperate for help. Vandrin was dying, so I came to ask for help to see if there was a cure. I was convinced that this place had a cure.
I'm only bringing it up because it seems relevant.
I didn't know who else to go to. He was slipping away from me, and I knew that somewhere in the scrolls and the information that you had, there had to have been something that you had access to that could have helped him, but we found nothing.
No, we found something. But it's old. It was old magic. Ancient, druidic, primordial. The barriers between life and death with the old god. We knew it was a gamble with the ascension of the Matron of Ravens, and I gave no guarantee it would work. I told you it didn't work, that we found nothing, that it was impossible.
I apologize. But I must ask, what exactly did you attempt?
It is my duty and my purview to keep what knowledge is exposed and spread throughout into Exandria and what knowledge is not. And I hold that title very dear and sacred. But I hold that title. I am the one who holds the key. So, I found a ritual that is considered forbidden by those who make rules. But death has a new owner over the past century or so. It was a risk. But it didn't fail in a way that was anticipated. It didn't fail in a way that felt like the snuff of Arcanum when you're blowing out a candle. It was as if the candle suddenly it never existed.
If you wish to return Xerxes' memory to him, you may.
Oh my god.
Is this in the group chat? Oh no, is this in the group chat? Are our microphones on?
We're off.
Did we mute our Zoom?
We're off just hanging out.
Yeah. Aren't you guys having like a cute divorce moment?
Shut up!
Yeah. What are you doing Friday night?
There's a lot of truths that need to be revealed and a lot of people holding secrets, and I think that we all need to be together and just put everything on the table. We have to do it quickly.
The illumination is your choice, but
I want to know. I want to know why I don't know. Was it your decision?
it was yours.
Oh, shit.
For the record, can I try one? Can I pitch you on something very cheeky and stupid?
Yeah, do it.
You mentioned the little battery on my hip that grabbed that ether
Yeah.
when I successfully counterspelled. Can I try to give that to Quay when he's not looking and give him a spell slot back?
Yeah, you can do that. That spell slot, will say you could also put into the etheric net itself if every drop counts, unless you want Quay to have it.
Who looks like that?
None of this matters if he doesn't make it.
You slip it into his pocket.
I want us all to speak the truth plainly. We are the Ring of Brass, and they use that name to mock us. But we know what that really means. And I believe some of them actually do as well. The time is not for secrets anymore. I cast Zone of Truth. And
Anyone who wishes may resist, or you may.
I choose to fail. Please, friends.
You choose to.
I choose to fail my own Zone of Truth. It's not the
fail.
time.
I rolled a natural 20.
I just want to see.
Saving throw?
That's poetic. Natural 1.
Natural one.
A little shook.
Paisha fails. Son of Truth. You failed. Success. What did Nidus get?
Nidus will fail.
Nidus will fail.
I rolled a 30.
I understand your desire for clarity, but we need to be working together. And if people would like to withhold certain personal information, that should be all right. I apologize that this is not a moment in which we can all be forthright, but there is business that needs to be done. And I apologize that it cannot be handled in a manner that you enjoy.
Xerxes stops and looks at Nidus. You're my oldest friend,
And you are mine.
and I owe you a great deal, and I don't think I ever recall you speaking to me in this tone.
No.
If it means that much to you for me to let this go, then I will.
Your friend's words cut, but I think carry more value than gold, because you know that your friend speaks, and I will say without having to roll that you know that your friend's failure was intentional, and he wished you to know that he spoke the truth.
Another experiment was happening. All of these years. One of my own. If the matron of ravens can do it, so can't we all. And I snap, and you see a little string of white wisp come from my orb. It wraps around Paisha's finger. She delivers it back, and you can see it go into Xerxes' temple.
Reflected in Paisha's orb, such that all can see. But for Xerxes, you see in your mind where this memory first came. A night of desperation. You didn't go to Paisha when the time was there only to save Evandrin. When he finally vanished, when his body disappeared, would you have stopped at death? No.
I wouldn't have ever stopped.
And you didn't. You didn't stop after death. Paisha. Normally, I would ask for some kind of roll, an arcana check, something of that nature. I don't ask for it when players stone cold guess. What's the simplest explanation for why a resurrection would fail?
They're somewhere else.
Because they're not dead.
The voice you heard speaking to you with pride. It was Evandrin.
Jumping this lay right. I'm gonna ask questions because I'm not an arcane user. So I'm trying to play big league with you guys now. Do we have to be docked to do it? with Kath Moira.
Yes. None of this works if we don't dock. Whatever replenishment needs to happen.
Yes was all I needed. Evandrin, he went to this other place, came back, and was never the same again. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you want to send this entire city with our families to that place at that risk?
Yes.
I leave.
Sarah leaves. Sarah, give me a perception check, and I'm going to let you know something as you're leaving.
Ooh, that's 31.
31.
At 18,
In Laren's effects, you see a scroll of birch bark. You see a birch bark scroll that you recognize as being druidic in nature.
Oh my shit.
I was a bit gasping.
As I'm getting ready to leave, I'll just call out what I see. You might want to check what's in her pocket. There have been some incredibly selfish actions amongst this group. I don't know if we'll survive the night, but I'm gonna go take care of mine now. And I leave.
Off of the Meridian Labyrinth. Sarah, you take off. We'll come to you in a moment. You guys are very good at playing D&D. Very good at this game. Very good at this game. You go back through the memory, and you see the thing that Lycretia Hollow actually told her lackey. The city must land. It must land before sunrise. The apogee solstice. Perfect time. The betrayers are coming. They are coming here. And when the city lands, glorious day.
Can I send a quick sending to Quay specifically?
Yeah.
As we're going. And
To
just-
me, aren't we together?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
want it to be private. And just turn the mask and just say, my ambition is perhaps a flaw. But the biggest mistake I ever made was not trusting you with the whole truth. I'm sorry. And I love you, and I will fix this. That's all.
Can I reply? I'll just say. Yeah. You've already saved me. Once. Maybe I can return the favor.
I sprint for the kids.
Paisha is the last one remaining as everyone goes ahead. We'll follow in a moment. She pulls the orb in front of her face and she just starts playing back the memory of things that just happened. And she gets to Sarah saying, there have been some incredibly selfish choices. And she plays it back. Incredibly selfish choices. And plays it back. Incredibly selfish choices. Plays it back. After about half a dozen times, steels herself and follows forward.
Hovering in the center of the room, not translucent but real, is a tree. The tree is beautiful. Dark wood, dark leaves, and blossoms. Sometimes Evandrin's sweat, when he was at his worst, would smell like these blossoms. The tree hovers. You see the engine surrounding it, placed here 119 years ago. As you enter this chamber, everyone here give me perception checks.
Don't you wish you were here now?
I got a natural 20
Natural 20.
You don't need me.
plus 7.
Loquacious, you smell blossoms. Feywild. It's not far from here.
Oh.
And suddenly you feel like maybe nothing's very far from here.
Whoa.
Blossoms move. You look up into the tree. None of your human and elven friends can see it, but your fairy eyes look up and you see almost translucent, but there's a little blinking light up in the branches of the tree. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. It's partially invisible, but it's possible with it's like some simple magic, you could illuminate it or draw attention to it, but it is there in the tree.
Sure. I'll point it out and use prestidigitation to just sort of put some electric blossoms around it.
Laren, your toy. Oh. It's stuck in the branches of the tree and it can't come back.
I'm gonna try to use Mage Hand to grab it.
It's like flickering.
It's flickering. It's partially translucent. Quay was able to see it, and it's there. But you see it starts to become translucent, vanish, come in and out. You realize you sent it, but it can't come back. You sent this in the room with the lay right. You didn't send it in this room. Somehow, the trees grabbed it. It's like caught in the branches here.
Fucking trees ruining my cool magic. I'm gonna begin to cast Blight.
To cast what?
Did you say blight?
Blight.
Oh my
This is what
god!
we came for, fam. Let's go.
Was this called a EXU, a chill day in the park?
I wanna put my hand on Leyren's wrist.
Oh boy.
You cannot. You cannot.
He was my friend too, and he's gone because of this.
But he might not be gone. He might be stuck in there. Just like your toy.
Then if we get rid of it, whatever's stuck in it will fall down.
You cannot. The limbs of the tree, they must remain.
What?
Do you know this
Why?
tree?
The false prophecies. What I pray were lies that we heard. They spoke of the limbs of a tree that can no longer scribe. The name of our deliverance will soon be broken, will soon be as broken as our promises. If this is that tree, we cannot be the ones who break it.
Because why?
I don't know. It's prophecy. I don't want to believe it. I do not believe it to be true. But if there's even a chance that it could be, we cannot. You cannot.
You shared the prophecy with us.
No. This is the first you are hearing it.
He just said it was false, or wanted it to be.
What did the prophecy say about the tree?
I'll recite the prophecy.
Go ahead, Laren. You don't hear any of that. In the branches of the tree, you see the frightened face of the friend you sent away. And gone. He's stuck, just like your toy.
I can get him.
I don't see that.
You're
I
focused.
do not care about prophecy. If you do not want me to do this, you will have to stop me. And I try to pull away from his grasp.
I'm gonna hold on.
I am gonna need the people in this room to roll initiative.
Nidus will see my eyes flash red and my face turn devilish. And my voice drop an octave and I say, "Unhand her!" And I will cast Fey Presence. Wisdom saving throw of 18, or else be frightened of me.
That one goes fully off the table. That is a 21.
You hold on. It's above 21.
I cast Silvery Barbs.
Silvery barbs to change that.
And reroll.
Roll
Make him
again.
re-roll. Roll again.
And I give myself advantage for the other half of that.
Holy shit.
And I just turn and say at the same time, "Let me go."
We have popcorn.
That is only going to be a 6.
So he will be frightened of me.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
You can't be frightened.
I'm sorry. The BDE is real strong right now.
Incredible.
I
But choose.
am currently not interested in these timely squabbles that will not matter in 10 years, 5 years, maybe even a day's time. What I am interested in is what information this tree holds. And if it is the Tree of Names, I want to know what names it holds. And if there is some way to determine that if it the purging of Evandrin's name, of the Raven Queen's name, any other name, what information has been lost and is in this tree. Whatever would be an appropriate way to do legend lore here. I want to extract any type of legend or story that I have, any knowledge from this tree, while they're distracted.
In the chaos,
In the chaos, I don't care about this shit.
give me a wisdom saving throw disadvantage. No, sorry. Charisma. Charisma saving throw disadvantage.
Are you within 10 feet of me?
12.
12. You walk up, touch the tree, ask it for names. Emir Porco. The last person who touched this tree was your grandfather, and you see him reach out to touch it and hear a voice saying, "Unhand it!" as a towering ursine form. The great leader of the Gautrashari when this tree was first placed. You see the Tree of Names. What has it been doing? The tree is a wall. The tree is a gate. The tree is a pen. Scribing blossoms, ley lines, writing the names. Petals falling all over Exandria. This was our bargain, Emir. You move back out. All of you watch her touch the tree and see you see Paisha's hair stretch out behind her, her eyes consumed with fire. She is rooted to the tree as though it is trying to draw her in and falls back out. That is your turn. We move down in the initiative order.
I am keeping my hand on Laren. I keep my sword sheathed. I do not understand what this is. We cannot meddle with these sorts of things. And I'm going to cast hold person at a 3rd level.
On.
Both.
At 3rd level.
I am going to spend 3 sorcery points to cast a heightened spell.
Okay.
So you guys have
Disadvantage?
disadvantage on this.
Oh, wait, are they within 10 feet of me?
Yes, they are, and you're broadcasting your aura. So this is +5 on saves.
Oh, that's fully
wait,
cocked.
but like,
His cologne's real strong.
who's my ally right now?
Oh, it's bad. Come on, Sam, you got this. It's real.
I
Both of you?
I don't want
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got
Them
a
to
1
hurt
and a
the tree.
5.
Nidus, it's hold person on both of them. Boom! You watch them both freeze. You reach deep into something something powerful inside of you. Boom! They are both held as you hold this with all your might, trying as hard as you can. This is exactly why you do not hear. Within the confines of the Meridian Labyrinth, no harmful spells will be cast upon the Architect Arcane. Dweomer, walking into the room, extends a hand and is going to do and is going to cast Disintegrate on you.
Wait, turn on your
And as a Clockwork Soul sorcerer, she is going to heighten spell. She walked in and saw a hold person, and she's got Detect Magic active.
No, wait.
cover. Put your hands behind your head.
Can I have advantage on this if I roll
my
from down
God.
here?
The boatman waits, my friend.
We doing this?
You're rolling me a con save with disadvantage.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Con save with disadvantage. Yeah.
This is a spell? Is he within 10 feet of me?
He's within 10 feet, yeah, for sure. He's got the +5.
Get Luis a t-shirt that says
Is he within? You have a +5. I'm gonna counterspell it. Yeah, you said heighten all kinds of stuff, and I only have one little itty bitty counterspell, but I'm not gonna list. I can't.
Hell yeah.
I want my girl to succeed.
I hear you.
Die.
Thank you.
Travis, no! All right, we are going to find a way to resolve this. I'm going to say right now that,
We're gonna burn all of our stuff on each other.
first of all, give me just a D20. I want to make sure that you are, because
I'm reading.
she's casting this at the outside of her range. She cast it as soon as she could, which means that if you're on the wrong side of Nidus, she's out of your range. So we're just going to make it an even coin flip.
Okay.
You want an 11 or higher, just roll a D20.
19.
Okay, so she's within range. Go ahead and roll. You're just adding +5 to this check.
Okay. You're not gonna tell me what I need to get. You don't have to tell me.
I'll let you know what you need to get.
20.
Counterspell. Boom! You watch the disintegrate go off, headed right for you.
I will just run over and grab her hand and try to pull her back out.
Cool.
Okay.
You grab her hand, try to pull her back out.
Like her other hand, not the one that's in the tree.
You go grab her. So you grab the hand that's not in the tree. Begin to pull. As you pull, boom, you begin to see what she is seeing.
Lightning.
My God.
You look back and you see a gate opens. You see the Feywild. You look up and see the burning eyes, tall golden hair flaming. You see the leader of your court. Look up. Elminor, the burning veil. Child, what have you done? Why are you looking beyond this realm? Something moves upon the face of your world. Do not let her find the names. And
Her find the names? Okay. I think maybe it's you.
you move from there. Laren, Dweomer goes again, seeing you no longer the spell. Dweomer looks at you. And wherever your eyes look, that's where Dweomer will look.
I'm not looking at her. I'm looking at Quay. What does Quay look like in this moment?
What does Quay look like in this moment?
I am eyes wide, and I'm trying to look back at you with just a look of fear, but not fear at what I'm seeing. Fear at what you're doing.
I let him grapple.
You are grappled in this moment. You go. Your husband looks afraid. As you go deep, You see the tree lance out, 2 branches, sharp as swords, lance into Paisha and Loquacious at the same moment. It is still your turn.
I cast Blight.
Blight hits the tree. Sarah,
Me?
we go to you outside. I need to know what you're doing. What are you doing? I need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I left. I'm an immediate beeline for the Cloudstone.
Okay.
I'm heading to the Hawk's Nest, and I'm heading to my office. I'm going back to that room. I just want to see, has there been attack? Has anyone
The Hawk's
alive?
Nest is mostly empty. It's the middle of the night. You know, people are either out on watch or doing whatever. You go, you fly to your room. There are no documents on your desk.
Yeah, figures. I take the sending stone out of my pocket,
Okay, you take it out.
and I say, Talon 2. Talon 2, come in.
Wingspan, Talon, reporting in.
No!
Talon 2, I need you to listen here. Listen to me very carefully. I need you to find your sister and meet me at home. Can you do that?
Wingspan, who do you think you're even talking to? I followed Egghead, and Dad, remember, code names.
Sorry.
I followed Egghead. She doesn't have any idea I'm here. She's talking to a girl at a party. She's got, I think she's a Triton because she's got like blue hair, and they're
Talon
talking a lot.
2, listen. Get Egghead and tell her it's an emergency. You know what we talked about before. This is important. Please get her and come home as fast as you can. Do you copy?
I copy, Dad. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Remember, code names.
Sorry. Wingspan. Roger that. Mission and objective set. Gather Egghead and rendezvous at home base. Over and out.
Out.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Where does Sarah go now?
I'm gonna make my way to the Cloudstone, and
You go to find, it's right down the hall from you. You go into Orwin's office.
yeah.
It's quiet in here, door's locked. You open it, and you see 2 feet sticking out from behind the desk, prone. In his hands, you see that there are 2 magical items. They're like potions. You break them, and they do the spell that they're supposed to do. They're called Runes of Recall. You see scrawled in the script of a dying man to his old friend. He says, I don't know how much time we got. They're for your kids. They're keyed to the mom. Wishing you all the... And that's all that he had strength to write.
Thank you, my old friend.
Paisha. The schism. You look deep into the past. The Dawn Father, the Wild Mother, Emperor Raushan, Empress Kamort. 2 of the primordials. 2 of the only that were never killed. Sealed under Mount Igora. You see, deep underneath the mountain, the druids tending to the seals. The Gao Drashari. You see your grandfather. Our aim is to bring magic to the world. How could that be wrong? I know that your mountain is precious. It is more than precious. There are things within this mountain. Oh? What things are there within this mountain? And here you see that
The druids, though they did not have hubris, perhaps had flaws of their own, for they would not say, for they did not trust. You see the Gouge Rashari, one of them summoning a tree into being. A tree of names. If the wizards intend to fly along the ley lines, then perhaps this could be a good thing. A tree. A tree to protect Exandria, to scribe the names of those things beyond which should not come. And you see a floating globe. Exandria, beautiful. And all throughout it, ley lines. The tree is not a wall, it's a pen. It is scribing runes of protection. And as you travel the ley lines, the blossoms fall and protect your world. Protect your world from all the things outside it. For 292 years, Avalier has been writing a spell on the surface of the world to keep it safe. The Gouge Rashari believed in keeping things safe and protecting Exandria. And centuries from now, when their order is shattered, only the last 3 syllables of their name will remain. The Ashari. Xerxes. You look in the tree. You see translucent face you have longed to see for many years. Before, his voice was proud, and now his face looks afraid. He looks at you in a ghostly moment and says, "Not like this." Blight hits the heart of the tree. Rot, and the tree sunders. The seam opens along the trunk, and as it opens, there is only fire. 2 arms push the tree apart, and the skinned face of Vespin Chloris gazes out. And behind him, you hear the true voice that has been speaking to you for quite some time. "Very good, my little puppet." Vespin crawls through. The tree sunders. And the Lord of Hells gazes. To be home again. As the betrayer steps foot into Exandria. That's all for this episode.
My puppet, Vespin.
It had everything. Wow. We all betrayed each other. We betrayed the world. The world betrayed the world.